Right, hey back. So I'm still sequestrated. People have been manifesting themselves to provide help in case I will need to go out now. Just their presence. But I have been mentioning that you have to open the door without asking any requests for myself. Oh yeah, and there was chocolates because I'm eating lots of chocolate as well. So I am an intelligence officer. There are the thing about Freedom of Information Act, and against the law, they have been torturing me to knock me out to so that I would sleep, so that they would doctor further the Epstein files that I have access to. And the Epstein files that I am reading are conversation involving Trump. I can see it in the speech pattern that this is Trump, and they have been covering this up further, doctoring the thing further, while it's already illegal to only release 1% of the information 30 days after the formal request. It's linked then to my numbers, to the one of me and Justin, some of the numbers which are, and you hear like, yeah, it's linked to my numbers and the one of Justin, 2255, I have in my files. So it's again linked to me. So conspiracy to commit murder linked to the Epstein files. Now we have a concrete case of the Epstein files being linked to murder. And this comes with the escalation of the situation right now, which is that DDQ Trump couldn't allow, permit, enable the fact that he would receive harsh criticism for failing at killing me. Why Trump is linked to failure. The name Trump. Tromper, se tromper, se tromper, se tromper. Is to make a mistake. In French. I am French. It's written in his name. And it's written in my name that I reveal. So everybody has a function. The system has to be functional. And he made the mistake to attack me. And in so many tales, you have the oldest, blah, blah, blah. All the Disneys, you have the oldest, blah, blah, who is targeting the weak princess who's defenseless, but defended by some mysterious magical elements and so on. All those things to protect her no matter what. This is what has been happening with me. And they lived happily ever after. And Justin was there many times when I woke up after sleeping. So if there are some energetical patterns that's going on in the subconscious energy layers and matrix layers, then my prince, Justin, is waking me up with their musical kiss. So we're gonna have our they live happily ever after. They play magicians. The game has been written for centuries before they ever discovered magic. And Neo and Trinity, they also have their happily ever after. They rewrite the Matrix with their kiddo, right? So with other programs, right? And you have this as well in the New Age philosophy, the star seeds here on Earth to help humanity to reorganize absolutely everything, right? The Indigo generation, the revolutionaries. GFK would be one Indigo. He was fucking things up so that then the crystal generation like me would be clearing things up. Starseeds, Celestial Prince. And we are doing this to host the rainbow generation, the next generation, so angelic generation, rainbows, and others as well. To upgrade the energy field of the earth, to upgrade the state of society, civilization. I think he's before a boomer, DDQ Trump. And I'm saying DQ Trump. And I'm doing this from the left hand. I don't sign normally the letters from the left hand. I sign it from the right hand. Okay, so we are about pedophilia. So there was in NPA something linked to Ken Starr. Ken Starr, it sounds like a porn star name. A guy. Actually, she's a girl, apparently. Wait, what? Do you 66? Like, so it's minus 6 that I have on my keyboard on the 6. So do you 66? Are you 66? Are you aware that redacted part received a copy of the NPA in November when Kenstar wrote a letter to Redacted asking her to review the 22.55 version of it? Do you 66? Do you remember that issue? So then did Curie Trump say, I remember that the issue was appealed to CEOs. I don't know. Then the interrogator is like, Okay. Well, it was 6 6, so minus minus 6 6, I said, because it's minus of the 6. 6 6. Sorry, so well, it was 6 6. It was appealed initially by letter to redacted, raising an issue that was new to 6 6, that had not been raised with you, and that is what led to your letter to Ken Starr on December 4th. Then Diddy Curry Trump on the line 22 is saying, I will accept the timeline. The interrogator is like, okay. Diddy Curry Trump says, then it's difficult without all the documents. Line 25, the interrogator said, sure. Then Diddy Curry Trump, it was difficult without all the documents, 6 6. Interrogator line 25th says sure. Then 9-1, Diddy Curry Trump says sure, says 6 6, but yes. Then line 2, page 301, document FTA 9117. You have the interrogator, which continues. The Q on the document, bolder, typeface, style, format. And at the time that redacted, and we see that it's not well redacted, while on the other part it's well redacted letter per letter, apparently. There it's not well redacted. Wait a minute. It's not well redacted. You can see that you can see some heights of bars. Analyze this. Like there are some zones of darker and clearer parts between the rectangles. Analyze this with an AI. Ask what it could be. I'm taking the because you can see that the first is like, and at the time that something W, it looks like it ends with a W, and then the second redacted part is with a perhaps an H or a N. At the last name is longer than the first name, and it's perhaps 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 letters, the last name, and the first name 1 2 3 4 5 6 letter, the first name. Then the second one, it's a name that stops with a Y and that stops with a E. We don't like Y's. Focus on that one. A police officer told me we don't like Y's. Line 3, page 301. Focus on that. You have to know that one. Who is that one? We don't like Y's. The same police officer was later on high, answering the call to me, like high, like on pot. The second police officer too was high on pot, not to take my deposition for the theft of my mobile phone. Obstruction of justice. Obviously, but with clues that are unfolding on the timeline, so it was ahead of schedule, right? And I will continue to analyze all this until the end. I will be able to put it on a USB stick and continue to analyze, give you keys like this of revelation. You see there that it's being moved up because I made sure that it wouldn't touch. Because of the dirt on the floor. Because then it leaves marks on this. So yeah, let's continue. I hope you've seen well everything. I'm gonna show you as well my tablet where it's at right now. Oh, and I have no more battery. Okay, so I have no more battery. Why I didn't use it? But everything is recorded on the tablet as well. It's a microphone. It's an external microphone. And it can process information for me. That's as well a proxy. And it could be that there is hundreds of terabytes of available data on it. I wouldn't know. No, it's very small, huh? Right now, the cards, right? You can put a lot of layers, huh? I'm a celestial prince. It's heavy. It's heavy. And it's possible to charge stuff out of the blue without cables. So it's closed. There's no more battery. Oh yeah. It's supposed to be like this. Up. And I had this of water. Okay, so I had this, so I drank it all. Also, I'm sparing money. If I don't eat and shit, I'm sparing money. And I have this of water left. And this of food left. And this of food left. These two. And this sound, they have been triggering it to provoke some with my body with some pain cues. to make me feel to make me feel badly. Also, I just see sorry, I'm shutting off a bit everything, but you know, it's orange, it's orange, it's orange, it's orange. The rope here is orange. There, it's orange everywhere. It even makes a triangle. Up, and you have little things like here, like over there, orange. The lights behind beneath are orange. The trash is orange in Berlin. Here it's orange. You have orange everywhere. It's close to orange. My bag is close to orange. It's close to orange. The blanket, it's slightly orange, right? On top of my head is red orange. It's red. This is not magic, this is called psychology, right? People are like, they see through my eyes. And it's like perpetuously they see orange everywhere. It's like orange, 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 orange. And orange has been associated to Curie Trump, right? So Curie, orange, the association is there. When they eat curries, they're like, oh, Trump, I'm eating Trump, right? In Berlin, they see the currywurst, they see eating Trump, right? You go Indian to buy Indian food, you think somehow that you are eating Trump. Then they see the orange all the time through my eyes, everywhere, and they're like, oh, eating Trump? Iced tea. We're gonna kill him, we're gonna ice him. He's all about ice. Ice, 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 ice. Yeah, okay. Iced tea. We put it on a tea. And then they hear iced tea. It's like, oh yeah, we put, like subconsciously we put, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's gonna be dead. Click, 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 click. So then it's like red and orange. Red, stop. Warning, stop, red flag. The bloodline red is saying stop to it. Most powerful bloodline. The Republicans are saying stop because they are red, right? They're on the blue states, they are the red states, right? And what had happened? Oh, the Republicans are voting against GDQ Trump. No third mandate. Candidate for the third mandate already picked, or something like that, right? So, but yeah, Greenland. Go. Oh, that's a free platform that is given to me, to us, like to have everybody see things through my eyes. It's a free platform to manipulate absolutely everyone. Like I have red bracelets, which reminds absolutely everyone all the fucking time of how many deaths I am responsible for. And like powerful people, people from the red bloodline, power at the head of the Fed, like the Federal Bank, Reserve, Rovel, Powell, Ravel, Tana, red, red, one nut, one little part is one red, it's two red, actually. There are many, it's thousands in here, thousands and thousands and thousands, thousands of people at the head of banks. This is what the order is assimilating as well. It's like thousands of presidents and people at the head of banks, and this is what they see subconsciously. And for me, it's love. It's like, oh no, yeah, I'm sleeping with them all dead, and I'm traveling because they are dying with a tic tac, a tic tac. So IST as well, because the red bloodline is being killed, and it's all the time in my neighboring line, in my environment. All black, Rockefeller, fucking reputation, that dude as well. So there are lots of things happening. I'm from the green line, blood line as well. So it's like it's a bit overwhelming to some extent. It's a bit overwhelming. It's like Arno everywhere. And on top of that, I am absolutely everywhere, and they are indeed being killed. So they are reminders of them being killed effectively, absolutely everywhere, because I am being attacked. This is what's happening. It's like, oh, and there is Arno there in this TV show, and Arno in this TV show, and Arno reference there as well, and Arno reference there again. And on top of that, they are forcing so that they would be absolutely everywhere. So now I need not to fall asleep, because usually when I put myself in this position, in the next 30 minutes, I'm falling asleep. So let's see. Up. It's not magic, it's called psychology. And when you're not literate, then you think that it's magic, but it's called psychology and knowledge. So at the same time, yeah, so there are stuff going on. We don't like whys. And the tiniest police station of Germany, a guy high was telling me we don't like whys. So, and at that time, first name, last name, surname, last name, given name. No, given name, surname, because you're given your first name at birth. Now, in the identity card of French ideas, there is an equivalent in English. So at the time that given name, last name, so the NPA, I don't even know what is a NPA, non something agreement. So NDA is a non-disclosure agreement, and an NPA NPA it's a non-protective, no, non-prohibited, prohibition, no, non. P, non-P agreement, non. Non-protection agreement now. He sent a message to we don't like wise redacted thing about the 6-6, about his view of the NPA, and you didn't see it. But I just wanted to name some problems that he identified with the disposition and get your reaction. 6-6. Did you catch up? 6-6 to it. So first, he says that I'm not thrilled about the agreement, but he acknowledges that's out of his hand. He says in terms of, oh my God, to G3, yeah, but it's an E then. And then there is an N, Epstein. There's something going up as well. You can analyze everything like this, perhaps. So first, he says, I'm not thrilled about the agreement, but he acknowledged that's out of his hands. He says, in terms of the charging and sentencing provision, he's getting 6-6 Epstein is getting much better deal than the average defendant. Why? With the exception of defendants who have done physical harm to their victim or abused very young children, we haven't seen more egregious conduct because of its serial nature. The area we need to be most careful about relates to the victim. I'm going to come back to this. And the US should seek to ensure that the plea, which is not giving him serious jail time, provides the best means possible to address the harm he caused to the victims. That generally means restitution and or therapy. While the agreement provides facility for the victims, the relevant terms still seem pretty advantageous for the defendant and not all that helpful to the victims. They get an attorney who will be paid by the defendant, which involves at least some conflict of interest, or they could hire their own attorneys on a contingency basis. And they get waivers from the defendant when his plea would facilitate their civil cases in any event. Then they still have to sue him to get anything. Mind-boggling. They get waivers from the defendant when his plea would facilitate their civil case in any event. Cases in any event. Okay, we need to go back on this to exactly know what it implies, what's the logic, the mechanics behind this. For now, it's a bit unclear. Most times, and my mind wouldn't allow it as well. So obstruction of justice, once again, plus torture to obstruct the release of information. Most times, with wealthy defendants, we make them agree, and I'm attacked as well on the legs right now. We make them agree to a restitution fund, and then still provide that the victims can sue the defendant independently if they choose. We always make them clearly admit their guilt. No solo pleas. No nolo pleas. This is incredibly important to the victims. I would have taken the guy to trial unless the victims were clearly against it. And I don't think most of them are here. He says to blank blank, who by this time is working for six. Did you create Trump? Then the interrogator answer 66 redacted name. And there we don't really see anything. Do we see anything? And the decree Trump answers right. We don't really see anything, but we can guess some parts. Some people can identify who it is about only with these clues, by the way. Answer right from the decree Trump, and then the investigator answers back. So that's the context in which he's addressing it. Redacted specifies that redacted wouldn't and shouldn't address the agreement. So that 66, so that the issue that was then before redacted, put there by Ken Start, was the 66, whether this 2.55 scheme or scenario set out in the NPA was appropriate. It appears that she then sent that back to you to address. Did Curie Trump answers right. Investigator, but as far as redacted commentary on the NPA, if you had been aware of this perspective at the time you were 66, that you were aware that you and your people were fashioning the NPA, sorry, the NPA, normally it's supposed to be dot, because now it's a comma. Would that have been helpful to you in 66 in deciding how to proceed? It's a bit abscond, we say, like a bit like, but it's modified. It's not what has been said exactly. It's a modified version that I have access to. Did you create Trump? So may I? Since when does he talk like this? I do this type of shit. It's like, so okay, may I? I to who it may concern. This is how I introduce some of my letters sometimes. So may I? Investigator says yes. Did you Trump says, okay, I assume you've read the whole thing, but let me just take a 6-6. Interrogator, I have. We are page 303, and it's the EFTA 0009119. Important page. Therefore, Diddy Trump answers, May I could be referring as well to May 1st, because this is the I, and the I in Roman language is a number 1. So May 1st. So May 1st. So may I. Diddy Trump. And so a few comments. First, let me say he was part of the September meeting. Investigator. September meeting. The conspiracy of 911. Epstein was involved, of course. Like you can see in here that Epstein was getting away with it. He was getting away with it. So he's been killed because he was blackmailing Diddy Trump. And Diddy Trump couldn't let that happen. And you see how far they go to restrict the truth, right? They locked the door. They modified the document, which is publicly available and that everyone has access to. There are some laws. I am the law. Because I am the king. It's like I am a prince and king of darkness. I am a prince. King of where? Of darkness. That's new. Now I am a prince and king of darkness? Australia? Who died recently? Who was getting away with absolutely everything? Putin is dead? Nah, I don't think so. Who died? It's not from Asia? Marafosa, he's not ready to die. I can see that he's not ready to die, but he's been shutting off supplies, and as a result, a contamination of air has occurred, like heavy shit. And so then you can see that Marafosa or Ramaphosa has had to comply with delivering black bodies supplies to the K, because otherwise they would create catastrophes in Africa. Like the wrath punishment thing. And so then at some point you have to just lighten the weight, right? You have to lighten up the weight. So same for Beyonce, like you see how hardcore he's been targeting her, right? So they have to comply to some extent. It's not pretty, but they have to comply. And you see that Beyonce has been working to push me up, right? She even stole crowns to prove the fact that I am a crown as a dark skinned person. And so then you can immediately see an effort for compensating the fact that she has had to sacrifice so many of her subjects. Darkness. Look at Putin, what he's doing with his country. Look at China, what they are doing with their country. Japan is a bit better, but the people smoking, you need a permit. You aren't allowed to buy more than one thing per day. I think something like this. Then you need to be in little cages in public environment to go to smoke there. The license is something that is given by the administration, and you need to show it every single time you go to buy cigarettes, right? That's a bit hardcore, right? It's like you're supposed to be free to smoke, to do whatever the fuck you want with your life. It's inspired by the prohibition, apparently. Area where when it was not possible to drink alcohol anymore. So then there were some speakeasy bars and so on. And I'm sure that it's super fucking expensive to smoke. This is hardcore satanism to some extent. Like not hardcore, but hardcore punishment for something that should be free. In France, it's just like some prices that are just going to the roof. It's like 10 euros a package of cigarettes or something like this. 10 fucking euros. If you smoke, it's like the minimum salary is 1.4k. If you are at the minimum salary and smoke, it's a third of your salary that goes away into smoking every month. And every single time you smoke, you take a cigarette, you see a fucking thing that is telling you you're dying. You're gonna die. And you see horrible pictures on it. So it's the same in Germany, but I don't know about the pricing anymore. And they put so much shit in their cigarettes. It's made to keep you addicted and to kill you. The cigarette. It's not something else. It's not a pleasure. It's made to kill you. And when you smoke, you use the two fingers, right? Baphomet. evil. Number two. So Epstein was getting away with it because he was a prince of darkness. This is the same for me. You brought me to justice. I'm getting away with it. I'm supposed to get away with it. The dude was like, those are criminal charges for sex trafficking of children and women and shit, you know? He was getting away with it. As you see at the contrast, charges of sexual assault. Diddy Curry Trump has been charged with it. 5 million to pay. Has to pay 5 million. And he made several billions, he said. And we found out this year. And this year he tried, and instead of paying that debt out, he tried to move it forward to the Supreme Court so that he wouldn't have to pay anything. And it's against a journalist that he raped. Or sexually assaulted. He has to pay $500 million in total between all the different things. Sexual abuse and defamation for Jean Carroll. Defamation damages. It's even more. So he's a sexual offender, and defamation. So basically, he's been lying. And he's accused, and he has been validated by the Court of Justice as a liar, manipulator, and on top of that, he has been he's liable for $500 million, 454 million for civil fraud, liable for inflating assets, and Mar-a-Lago is supposed to be 1 billion. Why inflating assets? To get loans, to pay back for the shit that's not working. And it's partially not working because the dude is coming up against people like me. He's made a specialty to target powerful people. And when you target powerful people, they fuck you back. You might kill them, but on the long run, it doesn't work. Like this. He keeps fucking up. He doesn't have true background to sit on. Right? Jeffrey Epstein was a setup. He's been set up with Jeffrey. Contingency plan. And now everything is being released. The dude is sick. He is sick He's not powerful. He's sick. He's a serial killer. And now he's been targeted. He's been targeting a celestial prince. They're creating pain on my body when I do this. As if I was sitting badly in a painful manner. Torture. So he made what, 5 billion this year? Instead of paying everything back, what he does is that he's been moving up the charges against Jean Carroll, a journalist, to try to dismiss it in front of the Supreme Court by blackmailing the people from the Supreme Court. So at some point, it's like you've been caught red-handed, you've been charged with the thing, you're not a king, obviously, otherwise you would have to pay absolutely everything of what you've been accused of. You still get away with it. You don't have jail time this time, but you have to pay because you've been putting off too much shit. Instead of paying it, because he's been scamming so hardcore, thanks to the energy that he drained from blocking my finances. Instead of doing this, he's been moving a case to the Supreme Court, trying to blackmail people, creating more issues so that he wouldn't be paying. So at some point, just clear out your debt, right? You clear this out. It's out of the picture. You don't have to think about it anymore. All right? This is how it works. You do this, you clear this out, paf, the problem is gone. Instead, what he does, he escalates the problem later, further. Because the dude is like, I don't have to conform to anyone. I don't have to be dominated by everyone. I won't submit. But then, do you see what's going on with me? He has been submitting the entire time. He has been submitting so hardcore that I told him the inflation thing, the tariff, is putting oil on the fire for the inflation. It's not solving anything. What he did is that he left the office and he was like touching his suit as if, because I told him to fix his fucking suit, because I humiliated him on this, and because he was supposedly siphoning the looking good with the suit energy from Hexeth, because this day Hexeth was looking like just the suit was not well fitted. It was a bit ridiculous, but whatever. Why he had fixed his suit because I told him beforehand, and because then I said as well that Hexeth suit was looking good because of Suits, the on the TV show. So it's like, oh, he looks good. You look terrible. So then Hexeth looking terrible, then him fixing his suit, talking, then me being like, tariffs is just a terrible idea that you might have there, or a terrible lie that you might tell there for fixing the inflation issue. And it's not repeating the shit over and over and over and over. That's going to change absolutely anything. Like logically, economically, in an economical logic, this doesn't fit. And so just because I said, hey, dude, this is not the right logic, he left. Like stupid shit, he left. I was like, but I fixed my suit. I was like upset. I was like, oh, I fixed my suit. So he was just submitting to the fact that I was saying to him that it was not good deception, basically. I was like, hey, it's not good deception. It's trash. He left. He submitted to my critic, to the weight of my critic, while he was already conforming to what I had been telling him, submitting to my critic already, to the weight of my words. And then I'm locked up here while he submits to me. He forces so that I will be locked up in this area right now. Like, he submits to me. I am clearly the most powerful of the two, and he locks me up here. And then he modifies the files. So then what's going on is that it backfires a little already. You see that in the files, there are some clues about who it could be that is given back. So like you see, like there is a limit that you cannot bridge through because there is compensation to fight back that is given back. As well as like, you want to continue to degrade the situation? Okay, we give back. This is what's going on. And now you see, you know publicly that those fucking files are about Didier Curie Trump. So you have hundreds of pages on his case and what he's been saying, what he's been doing. So then it means that the people who had the right version before my version, who had the right version, those people right now, they know more about what's going on in those files, what he's been doing exactly. So this could be seen as a win, or I don't know. I just know that this is my meal for today. That I will take a piece of paper. It's Thursday. I will take a piece of paper. I will place some red thing on it and I will put it in both sides. And I will say, please leave the door open. Thank you. And if not, and I might as well lock the reduce the thing to the max, the heater. And I will go to sleep. And then because we are the 16th, and because I'm supposed to arrive on the 20th, because we're the 15th, then I might spend 2 days straight in the library because I might not be able to come back here, or perhaps I will be able to come back here. Perhaps I will tell me, don't come back here. But then if I come back here and if I see that the door is open, then I will be like, yeah, okay, so I'm staying here again. Let's see. But now the Epstein files are linked to a conspiracy to commit murder against me, so I don't think that is going to fly by for much longer. This is going too far. It's like it's already a sensitive case, and he's just putting oil on the fire. So that's not what we like, right? That's not what we like. And there's the 44 as well on my ID card. Tonton Michel. Arnaud Michel, number two. Toto Michel, number two of Monville 2. So 454. Mirror again. So he made lots of money this year. He could settle his debt instead of fucking everything up. But more debt is created because he keeps fucking things up. And so you have goons going after him right now and requesting money from him, asking money from him, because I have been setting a high price, like 100 million or something like this, like in total. And so then he has to pay, or 11 million. But then life allowance of 1 billion per year plus negotiation to get more, and free housing and so on. So it's not going well. It creates more debts because he's being extorted right now as well by lots of dangerous people, and surely some people disappointed by him who were supporting him beforehand and now extorting him as a result. And on top of that, there are aliens after him as well. So and as well, those videos are going to come out online. He doesn't have the power to remove everything. Nobody has. And there will be hours of content floating my account again. And it's not like small information what I'm giving to you right now. It's like being sequestrated. It's conspiracy to commit murder linked to the Epstein file. It's DDQ Trump that is linked to the Epstein file, identified in one anonymized part of the Epstein files officially right now, because I get that some people, they already read through it and they already were like, okay, this is DDQ Trump, this is nobody else but him, because of the speech patterns that have been analyzing. This is something that he might not have thought of, but it's still happening, right? So, and so he's saying, yeah, you might have read it. I see that you might have read it. Yeah, I have. The interrogator says at line 9, line 10 of page 303. 9119 EFTA with 4 zeros. DDQ Trump, line 10. And so a few comments. First, let me say he was a part of the September meeting. 11. Line 11. Part of the September meeting. 12. Q. Line 13. DDQ Trump. And 6. To my recollection, he never says recollection. These perspectives, never say perspectives. Redacted. So at least the outlines of the agreement were redacted 66 were disclosed at that meeting, and I don't have And I don't recall this type of communication at the time. Line 17. Okay, from the investigator. I don't recall. He would say, I don't remember, or I forgot. Or he wouldn't even admit not remembering anything. So he would say a lie instead of saying, I don't know. So then, page 18. Did he curate Trump? I also recall, never use recall, that there was a lot of back and forth around this. So back and forth, perhaps because it's been said, and he wants to be like, oh, la, la, la. So this would fit, around this recitation fund concept. And our perspective, what that the restitution fund puts the victim at a disadvantage. Line 22. The Q, and then DQ Trump 6-6. Yeah, so added disadvantage 6-6 reduction. Then line 22, the investigator is like, line 23, DQ Trump is like 6-6 because 6-6. Let me 6-6. Let me try to recreate. I don't recall the details, but I recall that there was a perspective that the restitution fund 6-6. Okay, so then you have his pattern again of repeating things. So okay, the vocabulary has been upgraded, but you can see that it's still in the speech patterns of repeating the same shit over and over and not going anywhere in the end of the day. So line 1, page 304 of the 9120 EFTA. Line 1, Q, Did you Trump? 6-6 put the victim as a disadvantage. 6-6. As a disadvantage. So you see, it's like it's been modified, yes, but then because it's been modified, the clues to recognize that this is still him are there. It's like it's obstruction of justice because they have been coerced into modifying the file, but then in the end of the day, they still leave clues that this is the person who is actually making the statement, that Diddy Curry Trump is still the person making the statements, even though they have been forced and coerced to change the file, to corrupt the file, so that they would not, so that no one would be able to recognize that this is actually the dude, right? So then the people are still defending their, like, covering up for their ass at the same time. It's like, okay, you want me to corrupt the file, but I'm still going to leave the trail of evidence that this is you who's talking. You cannot prevent anyone to understand that this is you talking there and nobody else. And this won't change at all. This is you. You have to. It's you. We can recognize that it's you. You don't work on your communication. You're not able to work on your communication. So we won't cover up for you for that. This is all. You cannot change your speech patterns. You have been shamed on that for your entire life. You haven't made a freaking single change to it. You still want to be moved forward. You still want to take the position. You still want to be on front of absolutely everything and on top of absolutely everything, and to say your peace of mind on absolutely everything, and to lead and to be the fucking magnificent thing that is above everything. Yeah, okay. It comes with a cost. Once you are at the top of absolutely everything and taking so much airspace, public airspace, then it means that your public presence is seen by the public. So there is one point, and then you have to cover up for million of multi points of propagation of the knowledge about you being here and being a total fuck up. And it's like millions of people and billions of people around the world able to record the information because you go live as well to some extent, and because you are just a public person and representative of one state, the first state of the world. So at some point, there is a trail of evidence of absolutely everything that you do, and there is no way to control that. The only way to control that is to stop making public apparitions. It's to work on your speech patterns, on your communication, and if you need time for it, it's all right. If you need to pay people for it, it's all right. If you need to train hardcore for it, it's all right. But you have to put up the work, to put in the work. You have to make that happen. If you do not make that happen, then there is no way that anybody would be able to cover up for all the shit that you say online, on live acts, and as well in public speeches. There is no way to cover up for that. And no one is going to kill the entire planet so that you would look good. There is no way to cover up for that. There is no way to compensate this shit by killing absolutely everyone so that no one would be able to see that you are fucking fuck up. Does that make sense? Public apparitions, you do shit, you make shit. It has always been like this. You cannot corrupt your own fucking presence. And we won't do it because there are some people far more interesting and qualified and competent that deserve your spot, your liability for the entire order. So the order is not complying with your bullshit. And if you want to be someone else, to be at the top, then it means that there is a fucking fundamental issues with the person that you are right now. So it means that you have at least some deep and stiff changes to operate within your own person. This is what it means. If you want to be somebody else to take a certain type of function, it means that you have limits to work on. You have issues to work on. It means that you are unfitted for the position. And if you are unfitted for the position, it means that you have to at least upskill yourself. And so it means that you need to work more. It doesn't mean that the world has to work more on themselves to be sure that you will look fantastic in front of the camera. We cannot do that work for you. If you look fantastic in one fake representation of yourself, that's a fake representation of yourself where you look fantastic. The rest of the time, you are still you. And there is the problem. And then, if you want somebody else to impersonate you, like with the technology, to be you in front of the stage so that you would speak greatly about absolutely everything, then there is a problem because it's not you. But you want it to be you. It's not you if it's not you talking. If it's somebody else talking through your skin, it's not you. Do you get that? It looks like you, but it's not you, and it has nothing to see with deception, because in the end of the day, you are the one who wants to be seen like yourself there, and it tortures you to be seen as not being you because you know the truth. And so you try to lie to yourself in the end of the day so that you would perhaps see yourself as someone that you aren't. And so this is why you are fucking multiple as well. Because you cannot accept the fact that you are fucking limited, and in the end of the day, you just shattered yourself. Completely broke yourself apart. This is what's going on. You have been in so much suffering that you broke yourself apart by trying to cover it all up with lies and ego boost, and not accepting that you are limited and that you have failure to live up to and work to do, so that you would be able to match the representation that you are internally with the representation that you give to others. This is what it means. When you inflate your ego, then you see that there is a gap between how you feel being and how you represent yourself to the world. And so when you see that there is a gap with your representation, your external representation of yourself in the world, and the internal representation that is yourself, when you see that there is a gap between what you give and what you think you are, when you see that there is a gap between your representation externally and internally, then it means that if internally it's higher than what you give externally, then it means that you have to work internally on something so that it would lift up the representation that you have of yourself internally with the one that you are externally. Do you get that? This is how it works. It's called motivation. It's called motivation. And if you would have some type of capacities that allows you to adapt quickly and to be able to harbor such a high level, high stake position, then it means that you would have picked up on this lesson that I learned around 2024. It means that within those 2 years, you would have had the time to work on yourself, to be able to align at least a bit of what you are, what you think you are internally, with how you look externally. This is what's happening. But you didn't do the work. Instead, you just forced and coerced people to try and get what you want, no matter what. The thing is that you need authority. And authority, trust, provides you authority. And you keep betraying trust of people, the trust of people. Credibility as well is one of them to gain authority. You aren't credible. You're incredibly not credible. You keep lying all the time. You keep betraying absolutely everyone. You keep blackmailing people. So you have no authority. The only authority that you have is by coercing people, forcing people to do things they do not want to do. And that is not providing them absolutely anything. So at some point, people that have a minimum of pride and selfishness, they want stuff for themselves. We are an order that is about pride and selfishness as well. So they want to keep things for themselves. All right? They want to look good. They want to be fierce about what they are doing and what they're providing to this world. And so when you coerce them in doing shit that they do not want to do, it shatters their pride and their principle of selfishness, because they have to give you something that they don't want to give you. So it just conflicts with the philosophy that we are following. They are not sinners anymore, and we are supposed to be sinners. And there is no alignment of interest into having your life threatened by someone who is fucking stupid. Like, you don't want to be stupid. No one wants to be stupid. You don't want to be stupid. And the thing that's happening as well is that with the representation of a fucking stupid person that is on the top and overwhelmingly flooding the like all the space, the media space, this has an impact. It has as an impact that you tend to act as the role model that you have in front of you, as the people that you have in front of you. So as a result, they see fucking stupidity, nonsense, sickness as a symbol of power. So automatically, in their mind, what's going on is that there is an assimilation of being a fucking fuck up and stupid individual equating power. IQ of 76 equates power, having everything for yourself and having people abiding by your rules, coercing people with violence. This is the model that they have. Stupid violence. Lying all the time and not making sense at all. Being psychologically unstable and insane. And being a fool in front of absolutely everyone, no matter what. This is the role model of leadership that is represented, that is moved forward right now by the order with you. This is what we have in front of our eyes. And this model of stupidity and stupidity and eternal infinite violence, this equates as well to humanity being killed right now. Humanity is being killed. I have been ordering for humanity to be killed, and so humanity is being killed. I guess that there are ways to reverse the mechanic as well, but humanity is being killed because I have been requested that this universe and that this planet would be killed. Why? Because of fucking files, lack of accountability, wanting to have it your way no matter what, trying to face a power that is a superpower and that is not reachable to you. Because of all that, because of being in this fucking insanity and trying to coerce absolutely everything and everyone so that you will still get it your way, because of all that, I am being locked in a space behind a university where I still have keys of power. So I can fight back. I am not in a position where I am without power here right now. And this video is being diffused to absolutely the entire order right now, if they are not seeing through my eyes. So, I have airspace. I have a time where I can express my philosophy and my ideas no matter what. There are teams engineering absolutely everything in the back and absolutely fighting so that you will stop this fucking shit. Fighting to kill you, or to make sure that you at least go to jail and be treated with the utmost disrespect that one could be treated with. And on top of that, killing you already with fucking diseases. And organizing absolutely everything so that you will look absolutely ridiculous in front of the face of the world. So that no one would be shamed or remembered as your enemy who has been ridiculing you and killing you just because they are serial killers. No, this is not what we want. We want the world to see how deep and how far the insanity of your character goes. We want absolutely everyone in this world to see how far and deep of a fuck up and idiot you are. We want to see how far a part of the order has gone to coerce all the rest of the order. This is what we are working on right now, and this is what we are doing. And as a result, everybody sees that it's far beyond legitimate to fuck you up on absolutely every aspect, to ridicule you in front of the face of the world. And to kill you, to conspire against you. This is what we are doing because we don't want to look like dipshit like you are. We don't want to look ridiculous because we have a minimum of pride. You cannot represent us all. You are ridiculous. You're an embarrassment. You're a fucking stupid idiot. Nobody wants to be represented by a fucking stupid idiot. We see Beyonce, we see you. They see me, they see you. It's like the fucking gap. They see Ramaphosa, they see you. They see Putin, they see you, they see like two fucking idiots with same temper, but it's like, okay, one is a bit smarter, let's admit it. A bit smarter than you. Putin is a bit smarter than you, let's admit it. He talks a bit better, still a complete idiot, but he does talk better than you and he does look a little bit better than you as well. He knows how to keep a face, even though he's a complete idiot. And that says a lot about you. So, Putin in the toilet. Then the pimple. That would be another one if she would be in front of cameras. I think that'd be worse, perhaps, or the same level. Pimple talking publicly. Lol. I think she could get away with it with some training, but it'd still be the same shit show. Like between the pimple, Putin in the toilets, and Diddy Curry Trump, that'd be like the infernal trio of bullshit nonsense happening all the time. You'd be like, all right, nope. And this is why she's not replaced at higher positions, I guess. It's like there is only enough of two of them, right? Her statement about Macron. At least he looks good. He's gay, but he looks good. And that's not entirely nonsense, right? It helps to look good, to have a halo effect when you're a politician. It does help. So then it's like Trump. Yeah, so then it's a reference to a case. We don't know what's up. They read another case, the Alaska case. Alaska, Putin. Am I saying this for a reason? They had a little thing, the two of them. It's called, so Diddy Curry Trump, was it an Alaska case? I don't know what are the Alaska case, but now you have a reference. Then line 7, Q, it's the redacted case. And then they read Mr. something, Trump, that could fit the number of letters redacted, Mr. Trump. and then something redacted. The witness, I'm sorry. Then Mr. Something answer something redacted. Then the witness answer with another question, short question. Then Mrs. Something with how many letters? One, two, three, four, five. Again, letters. Was like this or this, like redacted or redacted. Then the witness is responding with a question mark. Then we have by Mrs. We don't know who is redacted, and there is no answer provided. It's a blank. And then you have all of a sudden the investigator who was already reading the entire thing saying, yeah, don't know what's going on. Then you just know that something is red with one, two, three or four people involved. That it's not the Alaska case, that it's another case, and put the victim as a disadvantage. This is typical DDQ Trump lapses. So line 16, and so to the extent that there were better ways of crafting this, that certainly would have been 66 would have been 66 sorry been highly relevant, by to my recollection they were not wed to any particular way of crafting it. Line 20, DDQ return still. The 66, the intent of the 22.55 was to come as close as possible to putting the victim in the 66 in the position they would have been had he been tried and convicted federally. And so the answer to your question is yes. Then the investigator is yes, that would have 66. So important there, but redacted. Line 25, DDQ Trump would have been helpful. Line 11, page 35, it's 41A. DDQ Trump, 41A. And that comes from line 9, where they say, where, okay, do you recall the nature of your interaction with her? We don't know who's her. And then line 9, it's DDQ and Trump say, I, 66, I don't. I know from contemporary review of the record that there is an email from her. Contemporary review. And then they say in line 11, the investigator, it's 41A. DDQ Trump, 41A, investigator. Line 13. And that I, 66, what I want to ask is simply 41A is 66 is an email in which you ask 66 you to note redacted who was redacted 66. Yeah, so you see that it's like basically the investigator way of speaking has been modified as well, so that DDQ Trump would not look badly, right? This is another pattern. It's like right now it's an admission of guilt, basically. It's an admission of guilt. And at the same time, it means that the investigator in there is targeting as well DDQ with Trump because they are repeating shit. It's like is. They wouldn't repeat is, right? Okay, so then there is something about DAG. I don't remember the breakfast. I can speculate that one of the issues that was informing this was somewhere around this time, and I can't say with certainty that this was what it was, but somewhere around this time, there arose allegation that Redacted had directed the designation to her boyfriend's partner or something along those lines. Page 309. The album of Justin is called Everything I Thought It Was. And did you cue Trump here? I will go back up. Page 308. Okay, so this is a key part here, what we have, the entire thing. This is a key document. DDQ Trump line 23, page 308. So I 66 understand. So I 66 I understand how there can be concern. This, it is 66. It was unusual 66. In this case, I actually very intentionally waited. Oh, he really talk like this. I actually very intentionally waited and tried not to have one-on-one meetings, but there are other instances where I might from this time to time have one-on-one conversations with the opposing counsel. One-on-one, one-on-one. You feel it, right? I don't remember the breakfast. I can speculate that one of the largest, sorry, because I was remembering at the same time that in Lyon, someone from the DGSI said to me that the breakfast were not needed in the morning, that it was a English conspiracy. And then at this moment, I was like, you don't need breakfast. It's an English conspiracy. And then it's like me, like I'm in a famine mood right now. It's like I have access to not much food, so no breakfast because it's an English conspiracy, right? A conspiracy from England to make you work, to make you buy and eat breakfast while you don't have to eat break fast because it makes you break fast. It's written in the name, and then you need to eat more every fucking day while you can eat less. The breakfast is a conspiracy from the English crown so that everybody on earth would be eating much more during the day. And so that you would be breakable faster during the day. The break fast. Sorry. But he was saying that it was an English conspiracy there. So then I have seen as well before coming here that Prince, he's not a prince anymore, but like the other one who's been kicked out from the thing, from the crown, from the Windsor thingy. Andrew, Prince Andrew. So not Prince anymore, Andrew. he was, I saw something about like that he had financial issues. And then so then there is all this background of knowledge that is linked to this moment plus everything I thought it was from Justin Timberlake. With all this, it all echoes in this part, in this. So I don't remember the breakfast. I can speculate that one of the issues that was informing this was somewhere around this time, and I can't say with certainty that this was what it was, but somewhere around this time there arose allegation that Redacted had directed the designation to her boyfriend's partner or something along those lines. So boyfriend's partner, boyfriend, partner, I use these words. Everything I thought it was. So analyze the lyrics of Justin Timberlake, Everything I Thought It Was, the album. Analyze the lyrics, see the text, read it, read through it because there are most probably clues to what's going on here. And it's been modified, obviously, because you have the repetition pattern, but at the same time, you can see clearly that it's it's difficult to read, right? Like to understand. It's a bit like not not really clear, a bit unclear. And I used to talk a bit like this as well when I was in high school. I used to refer to things without specifying exactly what it was. I still do this to some extent, right? I was born after the decuritum, so it might be some speech patterns which are siphoning the magic that is not existent of this dude, right? But then they would say, oh no, they have been siphoning for the entire time, and so we need to siphon back with more force. All right. I haven't practicing any sacrificial magic for the entire time. So if you continue to kill people to get to the point of siphoning energy, then it means that you're most probably missing the point, right? I haven't been killing anyone, right? I haven't sacrificed anyone at that time, at least. Since then, the last year, before last year, you can consider that there has been no magic at all involved. Since a couple of months, you can consider that it's a bit dodgy, right? But then you were already going down before that. So you need to analyze a bit what's going on. Like I don't want to say that it doesn't exist. I don't want to say that it's not working on that one. I just want to tell you that if I was siphoning effectively the energy and the power of that dude to remain alive or whatever, because of being too circumstantial on my too elusive on the way I have been speaking when I was younger, when I was around 20, this means that if I was doing this and siphoning effectively his fucking energy, it means that there is something that's going on with the sacrificial magic, right? It means that somewhere, because I was not in the circle, I was not aware of what was going on, like from miles away. Because of that, it means that I no, I've just seen that at the time. I've just seen that Obama might be in this. I've just seen that what's his name? Ziggy thingy. Damn it, he's queer. The thunderbolt on the face. This artist. I have seen that this artist or the Beatles had some satanic stuff going on, like the evil stuff going on in their albums. Like if you play it in reverse, the vinyls, or stuff, shit like this, that it would be prayers recorded actually, and so that you would listen to the reverse of the rituals actually, so you can dig in that area as well to see what you can find. I've read this type of shit earlier on, and I was like, what the fuck? And so I stopped digging into the conspiracy theories when I was around 20, because I was just freaked out. I couldn't do anything about it. Like I couldn't do anything about it. I was in it, but I couldn't do anything about it. I didn't know how to go about that. I didn't have any clues about. For me, in my family, we were dying. We were dying. Like our name was dying. This is the only thing I remember. It's not what I want to say. This is the only thing I thought that was. I thought we were like that the family name would most probably die with me, because I wouldn't have children, perhaps because I'm gay, because it's too complicated to have children as when you're gay. I was like, oh, I might not have legacy, because I don't know, like my life. I need to start it out. That I'm I was in this state of mind. So, and then I see this, like now I see alien cues, and they're like, oh, no, no, no. You have a legacy. You will have children. Don't worry about that. And I do have children already of my own biological conviction. So we don't know who they are exactly. All of them. Some of them have been killed, have been sacrificed for the magic. So yeah, I have been sacrificing some of my blood already, while I wonder how much of his blood he has been sacrificing, right? So then you can see that I am a legit prince of darkness, because I have been sacrificing. They have been sacrificing some of my blood in my name. So a former 6-6, I believe it was a former law school classmate of her former 6-6, of her then boyfriend. I don't 6-6. So that was the investigator. Now this is DDQ Trump now again. I don't 6-6, yeah. And I don't remember that what the detail 6-6. Huh. Line, and then DDQ Trump again. Line 20. I honestly 6-6. I don't remember. I don't recall the breakfast. Line 21, the investigator. Okay, line 22. You asked me about one characterization of what I said in the record, of the breakfast. I think that I responded 6-6. Yeah, so you see, right now, I have been like going about like in a lengthy way about like other stuffs. And at the same time, I have been saying earlier, yeah, it's much more that he was, he's more likely to say, I don't remember. And like, I have just been saying, me, that it is him, right? I was just like, oh, it looks like him. We have been analyzing the speech patterns and so on. And then I have been strong in my point of view because for me, I know that this is him. But there is actually no evidence, no further evidence that this is him, right? So either the file was already prepared in that way, and I come to say, oh no, this doesn't look like him because he said, I don't remember usually, right? And so somehow, in some ways, we arrive to the point where, oh no, actually, he, this anonymized person, he would not recall the breakfast. You know what I mean? It's like, so okay, this is this file. It's all conversations. The 333. I was thinking Epstein, and then there is the word Epstein here. Okay, so let's go back. Review. Novo is like Rovo, Rovel. And it can be a dash hint to Putin as well, where Putin lives. So line 18, page 332. 6.6, an appeal for add a novo review. 6.6, add a novo review of the whole case. Something about 2018, 7, sorry, apparently. And there is the mention of November 28th beforehand. And the mention as well of Mr. Acosta. And I had people of the Costa family around me. They have been like attacking in a very biased manner, but like really dry. And I was like, all right, they had coffee stuff. And now they are not redacted in the files. And I'm like, huh. So you are perhaps not that against. And Costa was my flatmate in Grenoble when I was in this business school. He had a mental breakdown at some point, and he was telling me that he's seen parallel universes and things like that. I don't know if it was a lie or the truth, but he said that he was schizophrenic last time we talked, and he was a bit like dodgy, weird. Because at some point I was contacting absolutely everyone in my friend list of on Facebook to ask them for help when I was in the psych hospital or when I was chased by the people and Gilles Lonely. So, and also the DQ Trump, but at the time I was more focused on those two people saying that I was not raped by Gilles at night. And there is something that's going on as well in the conspiracy where they made them believe that when you affirm the absolute contrary of what you do, state it clearly, then you are applying the magic formula. It's like, I didn't steal this. I didn't steal this. Why are you saying that I steal this? That I stole this? I didn't steal this. I don't know where that come from, but it's like the I didn't plus mentioning what I did do on repeat. I don't know where that come from. I don't know who made them believe that, but right now it's serving the purpose of me showing to you their mirror magic that is showcasing absolutely their crimes that they vocally state as not having done. I didn't do that. Hey, I didn't do that. All right. That was him. No, I didn't do that. That was him. Mirror magic. This is mirror magic. This is what they do. Then I tell them you're fucking idiots. They're like, ah, I didn't do that. That was him. All right. So, line 18, 66, an appeal for a de novo review, 66 de novo review for the whole case, of the whole case. So, line 20, the DDQ Trump goes with this. So, it's about so there is a mention of Mr. Acosta. There is a mention, line 10 by the investigator. There is a mention of Mr. Acosta. Then line 13, November 18th. Then a letter, line 12, line 13, then of November, dated November 28th. Line 15th, 2008, 7 is mentioned after a redacted part, a 66 redacted part. Then we arrive at the mentioned line 18 of ad novo review, an appeal, something about a whole case. And we arrived, therefore, at the answer of the DQ Trump saying, understood. In my 66, the reason that 66 that I read this, is this is not 66 on one hand. I am saying we do not fear review, but I don't 66. This is not an invitation to defense counsel to do a de novo 66. I am not inviting them. I am not saying let's have more review. I am saying enough's enough. If they appeal, that's fine. But this is not an invitation to appeal. This is typical DDQ Trump. And on top of that, we are page 33 and we are emerging in the page 333 of this. So we are coming from the page 332, EFTA 2148, when saying enough's enough. If they appeal, that's fine, but then line 1, page 333, we arrived at the EFTA 9149, page 333. I don't know if I said it. I had a quick lapse of memory. Anyway, so then line 2, the investigator. This is not an invitation to appeal. Did you curate Trump? So this is like 101 the way he talks. Like there is enough's enough. He he was not into that back then, right? It's quite recent. So it means that the document has indeed been modified, right? With actual circumstances to go alongside the magic within the document so that it will not be revealed, or I don't know what he wants with that, so that his power would protect him, or so that he would siphon my energy to protect him. I don't know, protect himself, while the file is being obviously corrupted with the use of my information, while he is targeting me, while it's an obvious conspiracy to commit murder. And then it's linked now to the Epstein files. This is, I told him that he has to stop, that he needs to understand when to stop. He's been continuing to push. As a result, he looks more and more ridiculous in the face of the world, and he's not stopping. I'm not even sure that he could stop by now, because I think that the technology is just pushing him to do more and more shit, and that he won't stop until the end, because he's totally controlled by the technology right now, and that we are just magnifying absolutely everything of his behavioral patterns so that absolutely everyone could understand clearly who he is, what he was, what he's done, how he's done it, etc. This is what I imagine right now. So he won't stop because he's controlled by the technology, and he's pushed by the order to be totally done, to kill himself. And I guess that my forces as well are making sure that this would be happening too. We have an example of what's not to do. I really like that. But if you replace the Z, if you twist it a little, it's Brenel. If you remove a bar, it's Brevel. Bretel. So the rebel are against Putin because there is dance, and they are against DDQ Trump too. I have been convincing, except the pimple, because the lower back has been targeted again in pain. Oh, it's been a while that I haven't been feeling pain there. So obviously the technology, once again, it was not me, it was the technology. It's been going way too far. So page 333, 91, 94, 49. But there was nothing you could do to stop their appeal, right? Except indict, DDQ Trump. And so the department shouldn't stop an appeal to main justice by 66. By threatening. I didn't do that. They should stop do this. Investigator, line 6. Fair enough. Line 7. DDQ Trump. Because main justice has right to review. Has a right to review. Because main justice has a right to review. Because main justice has a right to review. Line 8. I shouldn't have said that 66 that this appeal process was stemming progress in resolving the Epstein case. Line 11, again, Didi, Curie Trump, it was. Line 12, investigator. And you had no way, 66, you had no recourse other than, at least theoretically, you could have just said, we're 66. So deteriorated the investigator's speech so that DDQ's Trump presence magnificence in rhetoric wouldn't be looking that bad. But then, on the contrary, you have my rhetoric, which is a bit uplifting the playing field. And so then you need to balance out in between two of the darkness thing, right? Because I am uplifting the plane, and so they have to tag along as well with my speed, and not because then I'm fucking annoyed. I find things being boring, and I need the intellectual stimulation. I need things to be vivid intellectually, to be entertained, and to be happy. While he needs people to be degraded to feel good about themselves. I need to be stimulated in interest with vivid imagery, with vivid intellectual theories and concepts feeding my mind so that I would be able to learn it and feel happy, feel good about myself. This is the two things. So I push people to go the extra mile while they don't want to. Basically, this would be it. It's like, oh, I'm done, and then you think of the prince and of the king, and then you're like, shit, have I incorporated something that's interesting enough intellectually? Because perhaps they would be pissed, because otherwise they would say that this is not interesting and that this is bland, and I need to therefore add something interesting. Is it good enough what I've done? So then in my satanism, I would push people to go the extra mile continuously, to have a higher stand of excellence than the one they are actually reaching. Because I need the stimulation, I need the thing to be proper and to be simple enough yet complex enough so that I would feel at ease understanding new concepts on the spot without having to think about it too much. Right? I want to learn complexity and simplicity. So I want people to be able to explain me new concepts continuously all the time. I want people to cultivate me, to educate me all the fucking time. This is what I want. This is what I need. I need to be stimulated intellectually. Him, that makes me feel good about myself. I'm like, oh wow, like a kid, like, yeah, because when you do this, then it makes this, and because of this and this and this, the kid is happy, has understood something. And it's more like, this is my kid part, like my genius kid part, being like, oh yeah, I've learned something, like him is like, no man, I don't know good. It's different. It's different. And so I would I would be like, no, like just tell me recourse, put the definition of it. Indict, put the definition of it and some lines of the law. Because I want to know directly when I read the thing what it means. I want to know what it implies. I want to know some specific cases of when I can use this. So I would ask them to add like an exert of an or an annex or to modify the text basically so that I could see directly what it means and what how they could have said it as well because we need this to be in a very um, occulted manner, like not obvious manner that I obviously want to know more about what that word means, right? And their own speech patterns. And so then they have to go by their own speech patterns, like to educate themselves about themselves, to know how they speak, to know how they explain things, to be able to cover the thing up so that it would feel flawless, right? It's a bit different. So then it's like it's a burden of work, of additional thing that they have to do to understand so that they will keep up the pace with me. Did you read Trump? It's ah, if they don't talk well, then I talk better. Contrast what he might have learned with me. So I should have said that 66 that the 66 investigator appeal process was teaming progress in resolving the Epstein case. Did he carry Trump? Line 11, it was. Line 12, the investigator, prosecutor, and you had no way, 66, you had no recourse other than at least theoretically you could have just said, we're 6-6. So the investigator is as well again right now targeting Didi Curie Trump because he's fucking stupid. Line 15, Didi Curie Trump says right. Line 16, investigator 6-6 to tear it up and indict because you are in breach in effect. Line 18, Didi Trump, which would have raised civil litigation, as if he knows. 6-6. Line 19, Didi Trump, investigator litigation. Perhaps he knows, I don't know. But I don't think he knows much. I just think that he spreads words. Doesn't care about the meaning, he just wants to say it. Line 20, like at some point he had a thing with a magnet in the water that disappears. It's like I just throw the magnet in the water and it disappears. So talking about teleportation perhaps, right? But it just it sounds so fucking stupid. I don't think he was talking about teleportation. Perhaps he was. But the dude sounds stupid. It's like even though you would like imagine this is true. Imagine he knows about teleportation. Then it means that at this moment when he talked about placing the magnet in the water and having the magnet disappearing, then it would mean that he is so fucking stupid that when he's cleared about some specific information which are classified, ultra classified, teleportation, and the video on which I'm referring myself to is from 20 years ago, at least something like this. It means that 20 years ago, the guy has proven to be unfitted for handling properly classified information, and in the way he was saying it, it looked fucking ridiculous. And he looks ridiculous with the information that's given to him. It's like me when I talk to you about teleportation. I'm like, teleportation, right? And I'm cleared to talk about it, right? I'm cleared, and this is something that has to move forward. And this was alien tech, coming from alien tech, and so because I have seen a glitch, this is why I'm saying it comes from alien tech. It's like I have cues, I translate them to you, blah blah blah. The smile, oh, I'm proud of myself, right? And so either he knew about teleportation with the magnet in the water that disappears, either he didn't know about the teleportation and he was just played with by people at MIT or something like this, or CIA or something like this, just taking over control of his delirium and talking about magnets because it's like the frequency sheet. It's like the it's geomagnetism based, the mind control. And so they had fun. They were like going about like a tirade about magnets because he has fucking no clue about what's going on and he just fucking stupid. It's like we talk about magnets and the magnets in the water and up puff it disappears. It's like it's obvious that something is going on with the magnet, that doesn't exist, that is in the fucking water, that he puts the magnet in the water and that it doesn't exist in the end because he's a magician. Oh, I don't know. Perhaps that was a reference to be an imperial wizard already back then. Or that he was targeting the imperial wizard of the time, which was Michel Foucault apparently, or something like this. So and Michel Foucault was a fucking smart head in like in literature. If he was the wizard at the time, the imperial wizard, it's like Foucault, like a professor of literature versus him. I don't say that it was right, the racism shit and so on that was going on, and the horror that was going on as well in the back, but I'm just saying that you have one major figure of literature versus one major figure of I don't know how to speak. There is something that's not. It's not. It's there is. It doesn't match. Like there is. It's not. It doesn't align. There is something that's. You know. And so it's like you had potentially, theoretically, you had Michel Foucault, someone who was able to handle hardcore concepts of philosophy and literature and knowing a bit better about what was going on the in the occulted ways of transmitting information from one generation to the next because he was a professor of literature and he was in the books all the time. Basically, you have this type of character who was at least looking a bit at books for his career. And you have, on the other part, a dude who doesn't know how to speak English, his fucking native language. The dude doesn't know how to handle any hard concept. It's just two, the magnet and the water. And he's proud when he says this. It's like, I put the magnet in the water, and the water and the magnet disappears. I would say that, like, when I was saying this, I felt ridiculous. And so, anyway, so then you have litigation, like, it's 4,100 cases, what he has gone about. So, I guess that he has learned a bit about the law, right? So perhaps he knows race litigation, perhaps. But if he goes about this type of knowledge right now, I'm pretty sure that he would be saying shit. So line 19, line 20, investigator. 6 overlays, which is the point that I thought merited 6. This is the DQ Trump. Then line 22, all right. Line 23, DD again, at least flushing out. All right. And then you have something like read by Mrs. Like again the conversation of before of the 4 characters. Then line 25 of the page 333, the investigator. So short of the department itself getting a move on and getting the thing through expeditiously through getting the thing through expeditiously. Did you feel like you just had to sit there and wait for everything to get done? We are 3 line in the page 344. So it's 9150, something like this. I have to move it the window. Yeah, 9150. I am on the fifth of the screen, reading in very small letters. So line 4, DDQ with Trump. I'm not sure. Sit there and wait. But 6. But ultimately, the case did not get better with time, and there was frustration on our part about, the witnesses are not getting better. Time 6. Line 8, they are getting older. Line 9, they are get. So this was the investigator saying this. Line 9, DDQ Trump again. They are getting 6, which goes back to how a juror may see them. A juror. Line 11, Mrs. Redacted, right. Line 12, the witness. And do I recall conversation of their getting older? This case is not getting better. We now have the civil overlay that we need to deal with. And so, yes, that 6. There was process, but while there was, should we just call it a day? All of that factored into, well, if the department is reviewing, the department is reviewing. Line 19 by Mrs. Redacted, nothing again. Line 20, now it's investigator. So line 11, misredacted right, that's confusing because it belongs to the part of DDQ Trump. I thought before that the investigator was reading this, but then I don't understand this. I thought it was a document, a third document which was read. This. Line 20, okay, RU 66, what is your view of whether the criminal division's review encompasses the NPA itself. Line 22, the DQ Trump. So the criminal division, by its terms, did not 66 did not encompass the 660 NPA. I would say that's different than the deputy's review that encompassed the totality of the 66 of the circumstances. This is not him saying this, obviously, it's all changed. Line 1. Yeah, the attacks are increasing right now, by the way, slightly. Line 1, page 335. Okay, in the investigator. Okay. Did you discuss the 66? Did you have the conversation with the DAG 66 with Mark Phillip about this case? Line 4, DDQ Trump, not to my recollection. Not to my recollection. Line 5, investigator. Okay. And we've already talked about the submission that redacted made on behalf of office. Of office. Line 7, DD. Which 66, yes, which I thought was a fulsome submission, and included the draft indictment, the NPA. I believe it included the term sheet and other documents. What? We are facing the biggest cover up of the last century. Just so that you know. And I want to eat something, but I won't eat anything. So I keep reading okay, like okay, a y. Normally on a document, you write okay, okay, like okay, not with a y behind it, right? So tomorrow is okay. This is a track of mine. Okay, so there's all this. So it's more conversations. More conversations. Conversations. Whoopla. The page 390. Whoa. The page 389. Interesting. 390. What? This is so funny what's coming. Oh my god. Page 389 in page, which is 9205, so 925, 25, 925. And then the page 390, so 390, and 926, EFTA 926, basically. Those two pages are heavily redacted with some red on it, and it's been highlighted otherwise by the owner of the document, which was giving out this transcript. Okay, so there are some names here, and this is funny because of what I read about Harvard. You will understand. Lol. Okay, so let's start at we start page 391. This is so fucking funny. Stupid people are so funny sometimes. Wow, wow, wow. You will understand better. I'm taking screenshots. Oh, and I have been uploading as well 5,000 screenshots. So it's like I'm here, but everyone has so much information to go through, all the reports, there are the audio files, there are so many pictures, there are the Epstein files, there is the continuous information that's being poured like overwhelmingly by the media, and like it's interesting information, and like there are interesting turns of event as well, and everyone has access as well to. Anyway, so it's 2 hours 36. I am changing file because this 100% will be surely. I don't see myself on the camera, so I apologize for the bad framing. Uh, yeah, it's 2 hours 36 of shit going on. That will take ages for sure to upload unless he's in a bad position, which he will be. But because he will be in a bad position, he will seek to kill someone to get more power, so that he will be able to order the slowdown of the upload. But the thing is that I am responsible for the killing of 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 more people than him. So it's like I'm doing 0.001% of what I am doing, what I'm responsible for, and he thinks he should have 1,000 more percent power because of this. Anyway, it's gonna be funny. We move to another video, because anyway, normally my recording is supposed to stop every 4 hours, but they have been modifying it to stop every 3 hours, and like because of the sleep check, to so which is again obstruction of justice. Anyway.